What's going on, guys? Joe from S4Aviator here with you today, on our way up to the airport. And we're heading up today to, we're not doing any flying today, but we're going to get the airplane all set up for a trip tomorrow. We're going, taking the airplane down to Naples, Florida, on the southwest coast of Florida. Looking at about 3 hours and 30 minutes, 3 hours and 45 minutes down to the Carolinas for a fuel stop, and then about another 2 hours and 45 minutes, 3 hours down to Naples. Made this trip a bunch of times. We do this trip typically once or twice a year. And yeah, so I thought I would take this opportunity in the car on the way up to the airport to kind of walk you guys through what I want to do with this channel and answer two questions. Actually, I was very surprised and shocked and happy and all sorts of other really cool words to describe how happy I was. I uploaded one video not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, flying Cessna 172 on a really gusty day, and I didn't get any comments, and it didn't even get that many views yet because the channel is still kind of in its infancy. And I got two questions via private message. So I'll take this opportunity to also answer those two questions that I got. So what do I want to do with this channel? So a little bit about me. I'm a pilot. I do most of my flying these days in either a Cessna 172 or a Cessna 414, the twin Cessna 414. So 99% of my videos, with the occasional outlier, will be in one of those two airplanes. And what I really want to do is focus more on the 414 flying than anything else, and give you a little bit of an inside look from an owner's perspective, an owner-operator's perspective of what goes into owning and operating an airplane like this. This airplane is operated both Part 91 and Part 135. Exclusively owner-flown airplane. And we've had this airplane for 17 years now? 17? Yeah, this year is 17 years. So we've had the airplane for a while. We had another piston twin Cessna, a 310R, before we had the 414. So we are very, very loyal to the twin Cessna line of airplanes. It's a fantastic product, great airplane, and you couldn't ask for anything better in its class. So with that said, what am I trying to do with the channel? So, like I said, I want to give you guys an owner-operator perspective, because when you're an owner-operator, whether you're flying 91 or 135, which means whether you're flying for hire or you're just flying the airplane as its exclusive use by its owner, you are the pilot, you are the catering crew, you are the ground crew, you are the logistics department, you are the planning department, you are your own flight department. So there really is nobody that's going to do any of the legwork for you in any way. So you have to do all of your own flight planning, all your own route planning. You have to keep the airplane up to speed in terms of maintenance, make sure that everything is complied with and the airplane stays conformed. That's all the responsibility of the owner-operator, aside from just operating the airplane. So when we talk about operating the airplane, I don't mean necessarily directly actually flying it, but keeping the airplane in operation is 80%. 80% of that effort has nothing to do with flying the airplane, and the remaining 20% is probably what's left in terms of when it comes to doing the actual flying. So with that said, that's kind of the inside peek that I want to give everybody with this channel. And for all I know, like I said, channel's brand new, so for all I know, it might go off in a different direction. You know, hopefully at some point in the not too distant future, I'll have a job flying a jet, so maybe it'll go in that direction. Who knows? So anyway, on to the two questions that I was asked. So question number one is I think that this individual probably knows the answer to this question before he asked it, but he asked anyway, and I'm always happy to answer. So the first question was, why did you call the channel the S4 Aviator, and does it have anything to do with the Audi S4? That was a very, very good guess. Yes, it has to do with the Audi S4. As you can see, I'm driving an Audi S4 right now. This is my 2014 Audi S4. A couple of things in life that I really, really appreciate. A nice flying airplane is one. A really well-built car is another. And there's a few other little things here and there that I have avid personal appreciations for. But those are two that are close to the top of the list. A sweet flying airplane and a really well-built car. So those are the two biggest. Well, those were the two influences in naming the channel. So that's the answer to question number one. Question number two, and I think that this question was definitely asked by somebody with a keen eye, and I have a return question back into this person. The second question was, am I in Civil Air Patrol? And for those of you that don't know, Civil Air Patrol is the official auxiliary to the United States Air Force, and they do a whole bunch of different missions throughout America. It's a civilian auxiliary. It's not a branch of the armed services. None of its members are considered members of the armed services. It is now considered part of the United States Air Force's total force. But CAP does disaster relief, homeland search and rescue, drug demand reduction, and they also have a cadet program for individuals between the age of 12 and 21. And but CAP is a great aviation organization, phenomenal aviation organization. And the answer to the question is yes, I am a member of Civil Air Patrol. I have been a member of Civil Air Patrol for, 11 years now. So I've been a member of CAP for quite a while. Civil Air Patrol qualified pilot. If you know anybody who's young, over the age of 12, that has an interest in aviation, that might want to pursue it, or if you're trying to plant that seed early and get them involved, get them interested in aviation, Civil Air Patrol is hands down, bar none, the best way to do it. They offer orientation flights for cadets, aerospace education opportunities. Right off the bat as a cadet, you get 5 orientation flights that are paid for by the United States Air Force, so the cadet gets to sit up front with the CAP pilot, and they don't get flight instruction, but they get to handle the airplane a little bit, and sometimes that's really all it takes. And with the price of avgas these days, and aircraft rentals, and it's not quite as easy to hop a ride as it used to be. So it's a fantastic opportunity to get young people involved in aviation, and just one more thing that helps keep general aviation alive and keep it alive and well and healthy here in the United States. We're really fortunate in this country to have a great general aviation system, and I think that as pilots we all have a duty to kind of look out for it and protect it. So that answers both the questions I got. Again, awesome. Really, really excited to get those questions, and keep them coming, please. Any questions of any kind, love to hear them. And on our way up to the airport now. We should be there in about 10 minutes, and we'll check in with you when we get there.